Hello, ShunnedOwl here. What does Oneshi Press mean? To me, Oneshi Press means found family. We asked some of our other community members what they thought, and here are their answers.
Butts. Lots and lots of butts. Hi, I'm JaceyChase. I'm an artist and I make comics. You can read some of my work in the Oneshi Press comic anthologies, as well as Mr. Guy Zombie Hunter Act 1. I illustrated Arc 4, and honestly, it was one of the most fun things that I ever got to work on. And I'm really, really proud and honored to be a part of that project. And I think it's a really good representation of what Oneshi means to me, because Oneshi really is fun and collaborative. And Mr. Guy is such a fun story. The writing is fun, the art is fun, and every single arc is illustrated by a different artist. And so you have this really, really cool mix of art styles and visual storytelling styles that come together and make something cohesive. And it's just such a fun experience to not only work on something like that, but to read it. And that's very much something that Oneshi thrives on, is collaboration and fun and inspiring each other and building off of ideas.
One eternity later.
Oneshi really means a lot to me, so yeah. Thank you for giving everyone that opportunity in the space. Thank you for inspiring me. Thank you for making me laugh, and thanks for being awesome, doing chill crimes.
Oneshi Press is community and acceptance. It is togetherness and a family that only seeks to push each other to grow and is constantly uplifting each of its members with kindness and support. Oneshi is a home for artists to gain experience, knowledge, and assistance. The owners, Jayel and Lynsey, are people who never hesitate to spread their knowledge and experience for the benefit of all their members, and that's something that I really appreciate. They're selfless, kind, and genuine people that I'm very happy to support.
Hey everybody, this is Adrian King of the Adrian Has Issues podcast, also the co-host of Talking Like a Teen and the producer of the Latin Nerd Experience. Just want to start this off by defining the term community. The word is a noun, which can mean a group of people living in the same place or having a particular characteristic in common. It can also mean a feeling of fellowship with others as a result of sharing common attitudes, interests, and goals. In my professional career, the word community is one that gets used a lot. I think that it's an important word in any context, especially when it comes to artistic expression. You spend a great deal of time feeling so vastly different from the people next to you, and community is something that, at a very young age, is something that I always yearned for, hoped for, dreamed of, and just generally wanted, because growing up, I didn't always have it. What Oneshi means to me, and I would dare say to a lot of people who I've met through said community, is that word is less of a noun than it is a verb. Community is a deed. Community is work. Outside of publishing great comic books, the true heart of Oneshi is always the community. This group of people from all over the world, all walks of life, ethnicities, identities, just real people working together to not just sell great, well-written, well-drawn books, but also foster a community to change minds, to change the world and for the better. That is not something that is easy, and I know between Jayel and Lynsey both, they do a lot of hard work, but it's a lot of good work. And as someone who has spent many years yearning for a community, it is nice to feel that I have a place in it. And I'd be willing to bet that a lot of other people feel that as well. The difference is using what we know, using what we have, and also realizing that it takes a village to do anything. We cannot do anything in this world alone for long. We need each other. And that is something that I'm reminded day after day, whether it be through streams, through books, through just conversations with other people in this community. It's very thoughtful, it is sincere, it is honest. And that doesn't always mean that it's easy, because it's not. Life is hard, but it is nice to be among a great group of creators, like-minded people who truly have your best interest at heart and working for a common goal. And to that effect, I just want to say thank you for this opportunity to express this. Thank you to all of the people who I wish I could just take all the time to name individually, but thank you to Jayel and Lynsey, and thank you to the rest of Team Oneshi, because it is a team. Yes, maybe there are 2 people at the head of it, but it is a group environment, and it's one I am proud and honored to be a part of and to contribute to in some way. Thank you.
It's David Gueringer, aka D Major, and being part of Oneshi Press to me means being part of a whole that's greater than the sum of its parts. Come together with other creators who are so extremely talented that the things that we make in unison is much larger than you would even imagine. And it's a wonderful experience. Collaboration over competition. Let's go.
I've known Jayel and Lynsey for a while now. I've been working with them on the expedition project for Children of Gaia, and I've worked with them on a few of the other projects for COG and for their anthologies. And I think what makes Oneshi Press really different and special are the people behind it. And the people behind Oneshi, of course, are Jayel and Lynsey. And I think they are what make Oneshi Press truly great. Maybe it sounds a little bit corny, but they're really the nicest people I know. And they really care about not just the quality of the books and stories they publish, but they care about the people who they're publishing for, and they care about the world that they're publishing them into. Everything they do is green. And I think that's what really makes Oneshi Press a wonderful company.
Hi, I'm Tess Langston, founder of Shadowcast Studio and creator of Legend Catcher and Coffee Ghost. So what does Oneshi Press mean to me? Oneshi Press means 2 things. As independent creators themselves, they're part of a wave of indie comic book creators that show that the comic book industry does not have to eat its young in order to survive. Rather, we can thrive by growing and uplifting and teaching everyone and each other and being part of a community. Oneshi Press also is a great example of the model of making authentic, passionate stories that you love as a creator and creating a niche audience that is as equally as excited about your work, rather than making general stuff for the general audience. And you can see that with Oneshi Press's work, like Tracy Queen, The Pack, and Mr. Guy, teaming with fun and spunk and hardcore messages that they really want to talk about and reach out to the world and engage with their audience. Oneshi Press is also part of a large group of swans that us ugly ducklings have been searching for a long time. Us geeky, creative, goofy, and super passionate ugly ducklings who have loved comics and always wanted to be a part of creating comic books ever since we were small. Finding them and finding the rest of the community feels like we're finally coming home to our kind. So I'm so glad to have met Lynsey and Jayel, and I'm so glad to be a part of the Oneshi Press team and the indie comic book creator team in general. So thank you all so very much, and I'm just so excited to see where all of us take off to.
Hi, my name is Ryan Claytor. I'm a university professor and a cartoonist, and I've been asked to answer a difficult question, essentially defining an entity. And to me, Oneshi Press is at once both the inspirational power couple of Lynsey G and Jayel Draco, but also a model for how to sustainably publish in the modern era. And I mean that in a great number of ways. From their anthology series, they publish a great number of things, anything from comics to prose to games to anthologies, and the list goes on. But let's just take the anthologies. Essentially, they're gathering a really diverse group of creators and rewarding them based on how that project does. So they're not just offering flat fees to folks, which they do guarantee, but then also in return, if the project does better, then everybody in the project also gets an additional kickback for that. So I really admire this creator first publishing model that they are presenting and have been living for the past over a dozen different anthologies they put out already. Also, I feel like Oneshi Press is making me a better person and a better self-publisher. And by that, I mean, Oneshi Press were the first small press folks that I saw doing this environmentally sustainable publishing model, where essentially they've partnered with a reforestation organization called One Tree Planted. And for each crowdfunding campaign they run, they donate a portion of the proceeds to One Tree Planted, which plants trees on our planet. So as soon as I saw this, I reached out to them and said, hey, Oneshi Press, this is amazing. Would you mind if I did that too? And to their credit, they immediately wrote back and said, yes, please go do that. We want everybody to do this. And so I've been doing that on my campaigns ever since. And I've been seeing other folks follow suit. And I hope that larger publishers will too. Not only that, but they are also some of the most accepting and kind people I have met in small press. They are incredibly accepting of everyone, regardless of race, sexual orientation, location. It doesn't matter where you are or where you're from or your background. They are extraordinarily accepting of so many walks of life and really try to trumpet a number of different ways of being in the world. And all this put together sums up Oneshi Press to me. So if you're not familiar with Oneshi Press, I hope you'll keep your eyes open, because they've got some incredibly interesting projects, like I said, ranging from comics, prose, games, anthologies, and more. So keep an eye out. I don't think you'll be disappointed.
Oneshi Press to me is community and friendship and family, all wrapped up in wonderful art and stories that everyone works together to make and to share. And that's what Oneshi Press is to me. Amazing art and wonderful people, all working together.